Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Above me, you are seeing Wizard's Respite Ash.
Hello.
And this is The Last Tea Shop, The Endless Road. The Last Tea Shop is a game based off of a solo journaling game by Springleaf Villager. You can find that game on itch.io. All the music here is done by the man who makes the music, my brother Nick Van Sliders. You're about to watch a 15-minute episode. Hope you enjoy. We'll get right into it. Alright, so here we are. First episode, Last Tea Shop, The Endless Road. What is The Last Tea Shop, The Endless Road? We are going to be doing... You guys have loved our Last Tea Shop playthrough before, our streams. We heard you, so we're going to do more of these. What we're going to do this is in seasonal chunks, and we're going to take turns. The reason it's called Endless Road is we are just planning on playing the Tea Shop forever in some way, shape, or form. How this is going to take place is... For the first time ever, I'm going to be running all the customers. So I'm going to be running every customer and kind of deciding where the game goes. Almost kind of like an impromptu GM, even though this game is not meant for GMs. Wizard is going to be taking the role of the tea shop owner. He's rolled up his tea shop and whatever. And just in case you've never played tea shop before, basically it is a tea shop kind of in the in-between space between the physical world and the afterlife. And basically you get visited at your tea shop by customers. These customers are lost souls who have departed from the physical realm and need some sort of basically you're like a therapist to ghosts. It's the best way to decide it. You kind of go through their stuff and try and make it easier for them to pass on. The whole time kind of trying to figure out who you are, what you're doing at the tea shop, what your real goals are. You're kind of a lost soul yourself. This game is meant to be played one player. It does have some multiplayer rules, but it's meant to be played one player. Me and Wiz just can't do things the right way. But it is an amazing game by Springleaf Villager. Check it out at itch.io. So each one of our episodes are going to be shorter episodes for this series because we don't get as much time to do it. So they will come out weekly, but they'll be shorter episodes, probably 20 to 15 minutes. And each episode will be a customer, okay, along the season. And then when we get to the final season, which is always the veiled one, once that wraps, his tea shop owner, he will then we'll go to a new season, and then I'll be the tea shop owner and he'll be the game master. That's what we're going to basically do with this series. Have I missed anything?
No, that sounds perfect. Let's hit it.
All right, so we're going to get right into it. Wiz, why don't you tell everybody what you rolled up for your tea shop, maybe describe your tea shop owner.
Okay. So with this game, you procedurally roll a lot of information and you then construct something with your imagination off the information that they gave you. Gives you a little bit here, but I expanded that into saying that my tea shop is carved right out of the trunk of a redwood tree. It's along a friendly, sort of quiet, nestled forest path that's typically dappled with light streaming down from above through the branches, but every now and then the mist rolls in, and with it comes a spirit in need of a warm drink. My tea shop owner is I'm planning on involving a shop owner a little bit as we go, but we're gonna say that he is a man in his middle-aged, not really sure what he's doing there. The tea shop owner often has a little bit of ambiguity about their own past. He can't really remember his last visitor, but he knows that the mist is rolling in, and that means somebody new is coming. And yeah, let's. There. One other note: there are affinities in this game. Basically, these are little extra tools that the game provides to help tell the story. The mist is one affinity that I randomly rolled, as well as candles. We'll see that roll out. Obviously, the mist brings my customers. And on this day, it's late afternoon. There's sort of a sepia, sort of golden haze as the sun sets and the mist rolls in, and my first visitor comes walking down the dice path.
You kind of look up, and you're almost drawn to the front door of your tea shop. Just there's something kind of bringing you there. And once you get there, you kind of open the door, you see the mist, and the mist has always been your friend since you've been here. You can't remember why, but you know that it shows you things, and sure enough, the mist starts to kind of swirl in front of you, and it shows you kind of like a young man, and then it kind of turns into an old man. You see that old man kind of tending the land, and you see something missing from that old man's life. And then sure enough, the mist parts almost mystically, and an old man walks towards you. Large, white, bushy beard, white hair that's extremely thinning. And yeah, he's wearing, looks like stereotypical anime farmer. Just like he has coveralls on and kind of a beat up shirt under, just looking confused. He kind of walks out and goes, "Oh, what you doing there, youngin'?"
Sir. It's misty and kind of cold out. Would you like to come into my tea shop? I can brew you something warm.
He kind of turns around and looks in the mist. He's like, "Keep feeling like I left something behind. Not exactly sure what I'm doing here, but if your shop's open, I always enjoy a good cup of tea."
Come on in. Maybe a little robust tea will help you remember what it is you forgot along the way.
He walks in with you, takes a seat. What does the inside of your tea shop look like?
It's a very small, snug little tea shop. Like I said, it's carved right outside of a redwood, which is very large, but still kind of a snug, small one-room space. There's a small little fireplace off to the side, built out of stone, very well capped, and a single kettle burning or sitting right over it, heating up the water. There's a little shelf carved right out of the wood of the wall, where there are a bunch of little jars filled with different ingredients for my teas.
Yeah, he sits down, he kind of smiles, and he goes, "Hey, you got a real small shop here. Must not get a lot of foot traffic. I mean, you wouldn't make much money."
There are more important things I find in life than money. Sometimes peace is all that one can look for on their path.
When he sits down at the small table, in just the dead center of the table, there is this candle sitting there. I don't know if you described where the candle was. If you had, I missed it.
Not yet.
Okay, good. Well, then I'm going to take it over. It's just in the center of the table. It's a really long, large candle. And he kind of looks up at you, and he goes, "This is it's a big candle right here. Why don't you have it lit?"
Sometimes my visitors need a little extra light on their way. I'd rather not burn down their candle before they arrive.
So I believe now it's time for you to do a question. So just for everybody out there, the way Tea Shop works, just a quick refresher, is he's going to ask a few questions, and those questions are going to decide where we go with the storyline. He can use the question prompts that are put in the book, but he can also do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But he has to get to the root of this dude's ish.
That's right. We kind of come up with that on the fly. So, first question. As I prepare the tea, I start heating up the kettle. I get a teapot out. I fill it with tea, preparing it, and I ask, "What in life, or what are you most proud of on your path that led you here? What do you look back on with the most pride?"
Well, he smiles at that.
"I'm like a farmer. I'm a potato farmer. Good at it, too. And it's not easy work. You gotta be kinda out in the middle of nowhere. Idaho has lots of large tracts. You live in small towns with small amounts of people. Villages that have one through street, one little crossroads, and that's it. One little bar. Everybody knows each other's names. But I was past that farm by my daddy, and I kept that farm all through my life. Made it profitable even, especially nowadays when farming is just not as profitable as it used to be.
It sounds like you're a very hard-working man. I pour the tea, steep the tea and begin to pour it into a cup.
What tea are you making? When do you want to do the tea selection? Do we want to do 2 questions in tea selection? Or... Because it's usually, like 3 questions and then we're done, give or take?
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. We didn't figure out all the formatting before we started.
So far, particularly with the first visitor, I figure let's go with... I'll be a little bit flexible with it. This first visitor, I'm still kind of getting to know a little bit, so I was just going to do like the standard... every tea shop has the what was it, the Bonum tea or Bonum tea or something?
Yeah.
And which is basically has an effect of just being relaxing and calming.
Okay.
And continue to ask my questions as he sips the tea.
What tea was that called again? Because I wanna make sure I put it. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, let me.
So we got recipes. Gambu tea.
Gambu tea, that's what it was.
It's a gumbo tea.
Gumbo tea, yeah. No special ingredients required. Every tea shop can make a gumbo tea.
Okay, tea. Okay. Warms the soul. Probably a good one for this guy. So you start brewing the gumbo tea. What was your next question?
So I start brewing the gumbo tea. It seems along the path you may have sacrificed a few things. Is there anything that you wish you hadn't sacrificed?
Ooh. Good one. I had already gone this way when you said nostalgia. His face changes. He's been a kindly old, kind of like really friendly old dude who's just really happy to talk. And now you see kind of like some sorrow, some sadness. You're getting to the root of his problems. He goes,
well, as I said, potato farming, it's a very solitary thing. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's not like you don't meet a lot of ladies. And I don't know. I had 3 brothers. And they all went off and had families, got different lives. My dad gave me the potato farm because he knew I could handle it. But man, those nights, they're just so cold and lonely. You gotta wonder too. I didn't have any kids, so potato farm, I don't know who it's gonna go to. I can't help but think I worked my entire life for a thing that's just gonna evaporate the minute I'm not there to service it. And you just gotta wonder, oh, does it ever even matter?
I pour the gumbo tea, which is warming, and place it in front of him, and I say to him, sometimes the work we do with our hands is enough to support the families and feed the mouths of people that need it right now. When leaving a farm to your family is one thing, but feeding a whole community of families is another. In some ways, your children is your town, your village, everybody that you put food on their table.
That really brightens him.
He's like, oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it did have some worth after all. Oh, so you're saying it wasn't the farm. It was what I produced in the farm.
is your true legacy. That is what you're leaving behind, is families happy, full, eating the food you gave them, you made for them.
For whatever reason, you have the compulsion to point out the window and have him look at the mist. Do you fight that, or do you do it?
I do it. No,
Okay.
yeah. I point towards the window.
You point towards the window, because I'm trying to expand on those affinities a little bit. So you point out the window, and as you point out the window, the mist, just like it did for you when the farmer was showing up, it starts to contort and shift. It shows him farming, but then it shows kids eating hash browns. It shows adults gathered around tater tot casserole. It shows like the people in his village like making baked potatoes. It even shows like the people working at Wendy's serving some of those baked potatoes, who then make money to go home to feed their families. Like this, for just the next, like, while he sips his tea, the next like 15 minutes is just a movie playing to him of all of the people he's touched without ever even leaving his farm, without ever even meeting more than those 5 people in his village, without having a family. And you could just see it brightens on him. And then, sure enough, the candle suddenly pops on. And as it pops on, the old man kind of jumps a little and goes, "Witchcraft!" What was that? Is that a magic trick?
It's a candle to light your way through the mist. It seems that maybe you found something worth traveling towards, something to help you navigate the path that you've already been on, and remind you that your good work on the land has helped so many.
Thank you. Hell of a tea shop you got here, young man. Hell of a tea shop.
And you notice that the large candle is kind of like almost attached to the table, but there are smaller candles around the large candle that he can just like take complimentary, and then he kind of like dips the wick into the larger candle, lighting it, and then he goes, "How much do I owe you for the tea?" Does he? I can't remember because it's been a while since we played this. How do we do the gifts?
They come with them and they're varied. So on the farmer, the gift is a random common ingredient.
Ooh, okay.
So you can roll d6 twice, and that will generate a random common ingredient.
Let me generate that for you, sir. I got the 2d6. I had to use a roller. My dice are way across the room. We had already started. Okay, so common ingredients. Alright, so 3 and 3. So we have quartz crystal.
Alright. I will put that down in my shop notes.
You say you owe him nothing, and he goes, "Nonsense!" And he reaches into the front pocket of his coveralls. He pulls out the quartz crystal, leaves it on the table for you.
And he goes, "You have a wonderful day. Thank you so much."
And then he walks out the door he came in, but not the same way he came in. Further into the forest he goes until we no longer see him. That was another episode of The Last Tea Shop, The Endless Road. Come back next week where we do another customer. And yeah, check out wizardsrespite.com for all of your fun TTRPG needs. Check out everything Old Man Gaming has to offer you. And you can also check out the base game for this wonderful game, The Last Tea Shop, Springleaf Villager. You just search Last Tea Shop on itch.io, and you can actually get it for free. It's an amazing game. And we'll see you guys next week.